Right, so gang, good evening. It is Thursday, the 13th of September. I'm very tired tonight, very tired. It's starting to catch up with me a little bit, so my alarm's not going to get set in the morning. And even though Tara's up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to sleep through. Christy Cook was meant to be on tonight, but obviously with New Orleans last week, she asked me if she would like us to do a bit of a recap session for you, and it made sense. It made total sense to give you all the information that we got told over the weekend. Now, some of the information that you're going to hear tonight was told on the Friday. Some of the information you got told was on the Saturday in the main event. Some of the information was outside of the event, and then myself and Raz had probably about an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours with Kevin and Anne on their own on the Sunday morning. And Raz managed to work a pen and write a few questions down. And not only did Anne answer every question that we wanted her to answer, but she gave us the answers that we wanted. So tonight, I believe that we're going to be able to give you guys like complete clarity moving forward. We're going to be able to kind of get rid of any excuses that we've had since we launched last August. I mean, it's been 21 months for me now, so it's been a long slog. But by the end of this call, and by the date that we can give you by the end of this call, we're all going to be involved in what we got told or what we got promised at the beginning. And that was an exclusive premium wine club. Wines that we can't buy anywhere else in the world, wines that we can't look for. They're not available in any shops or any supermarkets. Direct Sellers now they've got 12 of their own brands. So the company itself have got 12 own brands that are now being used in the club. The wine left America on Monday, I believe, and we're going to start shipping the bottles out. As I said, we're going to tell you tonight on the call. So what we want to do tonight is I'm going to kind of like zip round and you're going to hear from some of the people that were in New Orleans. I'm just going to ask them for their biggest takeaway, really. Because again, it was a very, very good event. I mean, I've been lucky enough to been to all four of them. I went to the official launch in Vegas, and then a few of us went to New York. A few more of us went to Vegas again in February, and then there was 11 of us, including Stoja, that was out in New Orleans. And I'm sure like the other guys that have been to previous events with me will back me up on this. And this event had a different feel to it. It was like the changing of the guard, if that kind of makes sense. And it feels now that Direct Sellers is in a position where they really can push forward with this. Kevin and Anne know what they're doing. Tana certainly knows what she's doing. And even though there was less numbers there, it was the kind of like the as I said, the changing of the guard. It was like the reset button. And they talked about Direct Sellers 2.0 in Vegas in terms of like making a step up, and that's happened. There have been changes to the club, the website's been updated, but coming out of New Orleans for me, it really does feel that there's a brand new take on it. And Kevin's pretty much got complete control of the company, even though he's employed by the guys. And we spent some great time with the CEO and the master distributor, Peter Sperling and John Gill. We spent some great time with them over the weekend. But Kevin's got plans for this. And we spoke to Austin. We went for dinner with Austin on the Sunday night. And Austin, most of you are probably aware now, Austin's decided to take a step away from Direct Sellers and to take a step away from working with a company. And the reason that he's done that is because when he got into the industry, his dream was to have his own coaching and mentorship program. And he started to do that at the beginning of the year with his Dream Achievers program. But what he found was that a lot of companies wanted him to speak, but because he was attached to a company, he wasn't allowed to do it. So Austin's now decided to kind of like step away from that. He's still going to be at every direct sellers event. He's given us his word that he's not building anywhere else, or he's not going anywhere else. And you know, I'd like to think that I've got a good enough relationship with him now, and so as some of the other guys, to, you know, to trust him and to believe him. But he turned around to us and he said, look, I've got no doubt in my mind that direct sellers will become $1 billion company. And you know, I've said that from the start. And again, coming out of New Orleans, I've got more confidence in what we're doing. I've got more respect for what the guys do. I mean, they just run a phenomenally tight ship. I've never been to an event like ever with any company where we've finished before, like ahead of schedule. You know, normally we're an hour behind, or normally like you're running late and you've got to play catch up. But these guys, it's to the letter. So, as I said, like tonight's call is really to give you as much information as we possibly can. Anything that you don't get an answer from tonight that you wanted an answer from, just ask us at the end. Use the chat group, and we'll pick that up throughout we go. So I'm just going to kind of, as I said, like we've got Stoja, Zoe, Helen, Denny, and obviously Razon that was out there. I know like Sean was out there, but Sean's at a networking event. Tara's in bed because she's up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we'll zip round. Stoya, we'll start with you because like you're like the fairy queen in Australia, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So can you just give us like a couple of minutes, really, just your biggest takeaways from the weekend and what you picked up from it, and you know how excited you are with where the company's going, you know, in Australia as well as the UK, because obviously like you're building over there.
Thanks, Paul. So conference for me, like my first conference was in February, and that just blew me away. That was just massive. New Orleans was a lot smaller, but it felt a lot intimate. It was very emotional. Look, what I took away is just, and it was electrifying. Just the awards that people were receiving. People were going up stage like 3 times. It's showing that people are building the business. Just the fact that we were all together, that was a highlight for me. We got time to actually spend face to face, belly to belly. We got to know each other. We got to create a family feeling. We got to talk business instead of just like on a Zoom call. The highlight for me as well was the fact that as a new company, you just get better and better. They're just coming up with more ideas and implementing for us as business builders. The fact that they've now introduced the next levels after Master Seller. So you just want to achieve those goals, and those increments and the pay scale is just going to be mind-boggling. You know, Raz and I and Paul, we got to spend, and Denny, we got to spend some really good time with Rory, which you guys will get to meet soon when he does a training call. Just learning from the best, talking from the best. You know, getting ideas of how to build your business and take it to the next level. I mean, we have a product that's social. We have a product that's shared with family and friends. And I just took away a lot of love. Like, I just love Kevin and Anne. Like, I was very privileged to be a part of doing a corporate video, and I got to share my story. And by the time I finished, like, I was that emotional that I just started crying, and that's how much love and respect I have for Kevin and Anne and direct sellers. We're just going to get better and better and better. There's a world of wineries out there, and we're just beginning. Kevin is going to travel the world and find more amazing wineries to introduce to our club. So our job is just to keep our faith, keep building, and don't lose your why and why you got into direct sellers and why you are building this business. Because I can just imagine where we are going to be in the next 12 months or the next 2 years, and where everyone else is going to be. Everyone's dreams are going to come true as long as you believe and be consistent. And, we're going to be teaching, especially in our Australian team, every day, start working towards being able to go to the next conference. And that's something, we're going to be promoting as well. By being at conference and just experiencing what we experienced in Nola was amazing. So, yeah, look, you guys, some exciting times for the UK. Australia's growing. we've taken off. It's just a matter of just getting out there and sharing our wine club and sharing the dream and being consistent. And don't be selfish with your wine club. Share it. Who doesn't drink wine? And for me, wine's about love. So get out there and grow your businesses.
Perfect. Thanks, Stoja. So with that, I'm going to kind of talk about the first announcement that they made, and that was the new rank. So, we fed it back into the group, and Raz done a fantastic job on Saturday of kind of like feeding information into the group as and when it happened, like with videos and posts and whatever else. So one thing that they said that when they was out there, that they realised that once people got to Master Seller, there was a massive leap between Master Seller and going Ambassador. And, I'm way off going Ambassador at the moment. But they wanted to kind of like bridge the gap. And so what they've done is they've released a new rank called Seller Director. So Seller Director is basically when you become a Master Seller yourself and you help one of your own personal people go Master Seller. If that then happens, you're then classed as a Seller Director 1, which means that you get 10% off of your uni level payment every single month. If you help 2 of your personal people, you become a Seller Director 2, earning 20%. And if you become, if you do 3 personals, then you're a Seller Director 3, which means that you earn 30%. So we've said this from the beginning, and we'll continue to say it. Your uni level payment is your residual income. Your uni level payment potentially is your mortgage payment moving forward. So that's huge. So it's a case of getting your people in and going out and helping your people, get as many people as they can. So that's the first kind of like little takeaway that we got. So it is very important that, we help you guys get to the rank of Master Seller, because number one, the UK needs more leaders first and foremost, and needs more Master Sellers. But then once you get to Master Seller, not only have you then unlocked the 20% on your binary system, we then need to work with a few of your own personals to help them get up to Master Seller themselves. So Stoja, thanks for that great little recap. Denny Hunt.
Hiya.
Next.
Sorry, I'm just trying to control my dogs.
All right.
With the littlest one here, he's making all the noise. I don't know if you can see his reflection in the window, but anyway. When I was with a different company, I remember someone saying, she cried at something that was announced, and she said she just connected with it, and I didn't get that. And my mum always said I'm easier made cry than laugh, and as much as I'm a misery sometimes, everybody knows that, and have a good laugh. But like Stoja said, I got emotional at least 3 times at this event, and my real takeaway from it was just, if you go to these events, you're at the heartbeat of what's going on. And I know the people who are doing really well get to know you, and they're willing to open up and tell you things. And I mean, they're willing to anyway if they don't know you. But what I mean is, you have that better connection. And I don't know, like Stoja said, Anne and Kevin, I think that they're going to do great things for us. And they're already doing great things for us. And while there were a smaller number, it's like Nina said. She said, they're just clearing the way. There's room at the top for those of us that are still here. And I just think that it's an opportunity to help so many other people, because we only have the one product. So when Steve Birch was on stage, and, when he told us that this wine, he is a winemaker, but he's not making wine for us, as it were. But he said he would never put his name to any wine before, but now he'll bank his reputation on this wine. And he said it's worth 3 times what we pay for it. So that gave me confidence to be more postured about it, because if people don't want to try this wine, then they don't have to. But they're the ones that will lose out. And I just, the whole event was great. I mean, like Stoja says, we got to bond with each other. We had a laugh. We laughed, we cried, we had a drink together. We got soaking wet together. You know, it was just great. And I'm not a tourist. I've lived abroad all my life, but I'm never touristy. But, you know, thankfully you guys are. So you sort of dragged me to do things, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, you know, and wish we'd had more time to do more things. But, yeah, I really think, like Stoja said, we need to get to these events, or to as many as you can. And, you know, the next one now isn't going to be in January like we had October last year and then January or February, whenever it was. You know, it's not going to be probably for another year. People need to budget and get themselves there if they're genuine about their business, if they really want to be successful. It's not only about your daily activity, it's about fellowshipping, as it were, like if you went to church, fellowshipping with other believers. You know, you really have to be part of the heartbeat.
Perfect. Yeah, and again, you know, I'll pick up on what a couple of bits that Denny said, and you know, I totally agreed with the kind of whole emotional thing. And our guest speaker was a lady called Tiff. I think you pronounce it Tiffany Malone. I've never heard of her before, but for me, she's one of the best speakers like I've ever listened to in my entire life, like ever listened to. And I've heard like a lot of people speak. I mean, I've been in the room with John C. Maxwell. I've listened to all the leaders that we've currently got. I've listened to other personal development, like gurus on audio and whatever else. But for me, she was one of the best people that I've ever listened to. And the whole message that came out of this weekend, and it was her hashtag basically, was that you run your own race. And she said that people will come and people will go. And you've got to work with the ones that come in, and you've got to let go of the ones that go. Because at the end of the day, the ones that go are not going to help you moving forward. And if you kind of like distract yourself and all you care about and worry about and talk about is the people that are not doing anything, then you're not running your own race. And she kind of like complimented her speech with like these film clips, and I can't remember the name of the film. I don't know if any of you guys like know it. McFarlane. Thanks, Denny. And it just was incredible. And even she got to the end of her speech and she kind of like broke down because it was that emotional, because that is the journey that she's been on. And, you know, Nina was in tears and Kevin and Anne were in tears backstage. And it was just a very real talk. And, you know, I've connected with her since like the event and spoken to her at the event and spoken to her after the event, and she's agreed to do like a team training with us one week as well, which is absolutely fantastic. She really is like an amazing lady. But yeah, again, you know, the other thing that Denny said there is about events, and we know that it's a cost to it, and we know that people have got, you know, families and kids and pets and all sorts of other bits and pieces. But if it's something that you genuinely like, you really want to get to, then, you know, start planning now. Like, start looking at dates around about like August, September time next year. And even if it means like putting £100 away like per month or whatever you need to do to budget, and, you know, asking your in-laws or your parents, right, in a year's time, can you make sure the kids are looked after, the pets are looked after, or whatever, because it's so good being there. You know, it's so good being there. And I know like by them going like one event a year means that there's going to be more regional events. So they'll be coming over to the UK once, possibly twice a year. They'll be doing events in Australia. We'll be doing an event in January, but we'll talk about that on another call. But it's just amazing to be there and to hear the success stories and to see the recognition and to listen like firsthand to, you know, the new promotions and where the company's going. As I said, like I've not missed an event, and I don't intend to miss an event, because like I want to be with this company like for the rest of my life. That's the way that I look at it. And, you know, I'm very thankful for the lady that brought me into the company, and I'm very thankful for the leaders and the founders with what we've got moving forward. For those of you that do join us next year, then be prepared for a wild night out on the Saturday. Because like the owners love spending time with us. I mean, we had the whole of the Saturday night with the CEO and the founder, and we just had an absolute blast. So, you know, it was great. It was fantastic. So next up, Zoe.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I went to Vegas with you guys in February, and that was my first event, and I was completely overwhelmed by it because it was so big, and everybody was sort of in each other's faces a lot more. So, I mean, it was brilliant, but for your first event, it was quite overwhelming. So this one was completely different. And like Kevin said, they got rid of the poison as such. So it was a lot more, like you say, intimate. It was a lot smaller. And for someone like me that's never done sort of network marketing until I joined DC, it just meant that you could talk to people a lot more. It was for me very emotional. Those that there know that it was. It is hard being away from the kids, but then that's a sacrifice that you've got to make because I'm doing it for them. And Tiffany Mallow, that was the highlight for me. I needed to hear her that day, and I have connected with her since I've been back. And she's amazing, and she knows where I'm coming from a bit more. And yeah, I mean, it was without doubt the best. I mean, we've heard some amazing speakers, and I've got utmost respect for all the speakers there, but she was sort of the pivotal point of it, really. And because she was so real and just so down to earth, and it hit home. And that's what these events are about. It's there to make things hit home and to make you believe in yourself more, and to sort of reiterate the fact that other people do believe in you as well. But yeah, I mean, we did spend a lot of time together. We needed to spend that time together, I think, as well. And like, we can not laugh so much. And it was just such good fun. And to get to know people outside of the business side of it as well. Because we need each other. We do need each other, and we do need to pick each other up when we fall, and we do need to celebrate each other as well. So that was, it was brilliant. It was really, really good fun.
Perfect. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of you won't get involved with the other bits that go on outside of here. But yeah, one of the things they did said was that the poison's gone, and in the fact that there were certain people that were in the company that shouldn't have been in there, and the people that were in the room, are the ones that want to be in the room. Basically, there was a hell of a lot of new people there. There was a hell of a lot of like first-time attendees, which was great, which was fantastic. So it was a completely different atmosphere from events that we've been to before, but it's exactly what we needed. So as I said, like, I'm so excited about where this is going to be. Right, we're nearly there. We're nearly at the Raspin. Helen Pilmer, are you there?
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Good. Thank you. So I guess building on what people have said, because I pretty much agree with absolutely everything that the team have said so far. I think to just outline that you can't take away from being there and what you actually learn. And I know that we've been very good at delivering insight as and when it came out of the conference, which is important, I think, for the team. But you can't take away from being there, hearing snippets of information, meeting people, building those relationships belly to belly, but also the level of training that actually goes on in the course of the conference itself. So training, I think, from Amber, training from Trey, training from Anne. We had training pretty much staged out throughout the whole of the main day's conference, and there's so much information there to take away and to start acting on, that I think it's that's on top of everything is so important, really, to get all of that. And the speaker, Tiffany, what an amazing woman. And I had no idea that we would be looking at a film or part of a film halfway through the training. But getting speakers like that on stage, for us, it's a great company. And who else gets the opportunity in any organisation that we've ever worked in to spend quality time with the board at the company, and the president and the chief exec and all of the directors, and they know us, they know our names personally. It's unbelievable. So yeah, fantastic company in the right place.
Yeah, I mean, that's the benefit of being in place so early on, is the fact that we're still so new at the moment, and the guys, the guys know us. like personally. They know us personally, and like John Gilbert, the master distributor, he texted me on the Saturday night because he was having a shower at the hotel. Like, where are you? Told him where we was, and that was it. Then he came out, and we spent the whole night with them, and we just had a blast. We didn't talk business once. And I think that's what they like about spending time with us, is that they see us for who we are. You know, we're there to work, and we're there to learn, but at the same time, like, we're there to kind of unwind and relax and enjoy ourselves just as much as they are, because so many people, you know, go to these events and all they want is work, business. What can you tell us? What can you give us? What can you do? You know, and even Nina, she's gone away for a few days. And Nina messaged me tonight and she said, I can't believe like how beaten I am after these last 18 months. And I said to her, I said, sometimes like emotional and mental beating is far worse than physical. And she said, I know. She goes, I didn't realise it. So, you know, we're in a very lucky position to kind of be where we are. And, you know, one thing I forgot to say about this Tiffany Malone, because probably you're all asking, who the bloody hell is she? She was in network marketing. She's a documented multiple 7-figure income earner. So her name's in the chat group. So go and follow her on Instagram. Go and connect with her on Facebook. She's a fantastic lady, very, very friendly, and she's there to help. So on to the main event, the main milkman. The answers that you want, but before we get to that, Raz, just again, can you just share like your takeaway or takeaways from this weekend? Because I know that you weren't going to go up until pretty much like the last minute.
Yeah, I mean, and what a right decision that was to make. And again, I can't even believe that I was even thinking about maybe not even going, but I did give myself a goal and I didn't quite reach it. So I sort of like, to get me moving in future is to make sure that I reach that goal. But yeah, it's the best decision that I've ever made in my networking marketing career, definitely 100%. And I mean, my biggest takeaway, first of all, I'm massively from my team. I really like to sort of support everybody, and to see like Denny, Helen, and Jerry actually on stage, and the other three that couldn't make it. It was like I went through that last year, and I knew how much that sort of meant to them as well, and meant to us as a group as well, to see them, how much they've grown as well. And that's off to them because they put the work in and so rightly deserve to be on stage. So to me personally, that was great to see. Me personally as well, what I really took for it from moving forward with, you get a lot of questions out there in the field, or the wine's maybe a little bit expensive. But as Denny pointed out earlier on, and when you heard Steve Birch getting interviewed by Anne, and the confidence that guy just brewed, and like Denny did reach out and just go what Denny said, he was so confident, and his name is put on this, and it was like I'm so confident about this wine, and I actually put the video in the group as well, so please go back and watch that, and if we can maybe attach that to the file, Paul, so people can say, look at this video, so you can go express how good what we've got and how close we are to Steve Birch and Jerry Greenfield. And if they're prepared to put their name on it, then we're quite confident to take it out to the marketplace. But yeah, to see the girls on stage, it was let's say Helen, Denny, Stoja, and Jerry. It was absolutely fantastic. And the other takeaway, obviously I had a great time. If you see my Facebook post, you know I have fun, everyone. We all did, and that's the fun side of going to the event as well. But again, it's been touched on, to actually spend time with Kevin and Anne. When you go to these events or you're in companies, you don't even get to say hello to the sort of like the chairmen or the CEOs or the presidents. Never mind get invited to the suite and having a one-to-one talk for a couple of hours, and I ate all his bloody grapes as well. So it's a case of like, it's definitely gonna remember us on that one. But and again, they're just so humble, and they want us to succeed so bad, and they see how passionate as well, and they're giving us all a patting back for staying so long and seeing the vision, and they just want it to win for us. So the questions that we wanted to get answered.
That's it then, isn't it? We finished tonight now, haven't we?
yeah, we did. The questions that we wanted to get answered, they needed to be asked, because I know there was a lot of frustration in the group. It's not what we got promised, but basically, come on, we just need to know the answers, and we've got everything. So if you've got pen and paper, it's recorded. First of all, there's a mobile app as well, and it's called Direct Sellers Back Office. So again, that's up and running as well. So if you haven't got that, get that downloaded on your app store, and it's just like basically looking at your dashboard on your laptop or your computer. It's so up to date, and it's got everything you need there. There's some quick intros to get to where you haven't been able to before. So again, it's called Direct Sellers Back Office, and that's just on your app store. Also going to be in the resources as well. There's going to be like a very, very sort of like 2 to 3 minute prospecting video, English version, and like an overview of the opportunity. And again, even now, a year on, we're getting people saying, oh, what do you send? What do you send? People send. We all need to be sending the same information out. So again, it was a big thing that, and Anne says, we've had a few people do private interviews this weekend. They're going to be using things like that in the back office within this overview video. So that will be really, really good when that comes out. And they nearly got that there now. They're nearly there with that one. Anne's also going to do a UK version on how the binary system works as well, because quite a lot of people want to know how many points you get, how to balance your business as well. Where do you put them? Is you put it left or right? So she's going to go into an in-depth training like I know Denny mentioned to me, Derek Leisure did one around about 3 months ago, and it's going to be sort of a similar sort of video to that, but it's going to be just specifically for us UK market. And again, it'll give us a good idea how to build your business correctly, rather than just do what we did when we first started and just fill in all the tiles. So we're going to get to know how to do that properly. Anne's going to deliver like an opportunity call, like Claire did last night. By the way, Claire, you were fantastic last night. Well done, you. So she's going to come on at least once a month or maybe twice to deliver a fantastic opportunity call for us. And she's going to... One of the main reasons why we've not really had that much support as yet is because we had a budget as a country, but majority of that budget, or nearly all of it, went to Virgin. And now they've released that money for us to help and support the UK. We've got like a lot more they can do with us now as a country. So they're massively stepping it up from their side as well. So we're gonna be hearing a lot more from Anne, and that's good. That's what we want. So we don't have to hear Paul's voice as much. Love you, Paul. But she's also, as well, for the ones that wanted to take the business to the next level, we're obviously going to be setting up an accountability group on a Thursday evening, and she's going to basically throw it open to anybody who basically wants to take it to the next step. And it's maybe going to be like a 4-week course, and then see how that goes, and then maybe do an advanced one after that. Because September, October, November in network marketing are the key months, and that gets your business starting for the following year. So she really, really wants to get down and look for the people who actually want to work this business as well, because again, she's going to be putting a lot of time into us, and she wants to come over quite regularly as well. So she's going to be putting the dates in that group as well. So when she comes across, we'll be able to get some socials organised. So she will come up and down the country. Doesn't matter how small it is or how big it is. She wants to come to people's houses, see how we're running it, so she can put her little bit on it for us. And I mean, how cool would that be to try and get people to your home because you're having the president's wife coming to deliver an opportunity? I mean, and she's ready to come and work with us with that as well. So that's really...
Can I just jump in on that bit quickly?
Yeah.
So basically, what they said over the weekend, like some of you may or may not have seen or been aware that when in Vegas they gave out like special recognition awards. They were called Rising Star Awards, and those were for people that got nominated by their peers or nominated by the corporate team, and they was invited into a group to work with Anne on a weekly basis. And Anne done an opportunity call or a training call, and you took notes, and you were part of this group. You were part of this like pace setters group. And then a little way into it, like myself and Raz both got nominated back in Vegas, as did Stoja. And myself and Raz had to nominate 3 people each to go on to the next Rising Star Award. And again, like, so as Anne was doing calls with myself and Raz and some of the other leaders in America, she was also doing a call with the new Rising Stars. Denny and Helen and Jerry were like three of the people that got put forward to it. So, but what she said, and this is a massive statistic, this is a massive take home, out of the new master sellers that were created between Vegas and New Orleans, over 50% of them came from either the Pace Setters group or the Rising Star group. So that kind of tells you that if you're around positive people, then you're going to up your game. So I've set up, or we ran an accountability group leading up into New Orleans. I've changed, or I've edited that group now. Some of you have already commented on a post in the group and said that you want in, and I've added you into that. If you're not currently in that, or you don't know anything about it and you do want to be in it, and you know people that also do want to be in it, message me privately and I'll add you into it. Me and Raz are going to speak to Anne and ask if she will come into that and basically oversee it and head it up. And read the pin post when you come into it, because it's work. It's going to be work. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take sacrifice. But if you feel that you're ready to go now, and I know Sean's ready to go because Sean's come out of that event a completely different person. If you feel that you're ready to go now, and you feel that you're ready to take your business to the next level, then be part of that. And the other thing, quickly, before I chuck it back to Raz, he's just mentioned there that Anne's coming over and he's going to spend time in people's houses. So this is not about hiring out a fancy hall or big restaurant or a club or a ballroom or whatever else. This is about getting people to your house, 5 or 6 people, 8 people that enjoy drinking wine, because that is what Anne wants, people that like drinking wine. We're not always talking about the business, we're talking about customers here, but inviting people around that know what you're doing as a brand partner, that know what direct sellers is, and she will come to your house, because she's going to open up, on top of what we're doing, she's going to open up like a mini little accountability group herself, I guess, where 4 weeks she sets goals and sets targets, and then she's going to come over and she's going to travel the country, as Raz said, and come into the front room. So the price that the company are going to save per month is $7,500. $7,500 they were paying to Virgin on a monthly basis. It's now been freed up where we can put that into the UK. So sorry, Raz, mate, back over to you.
Yeah, Sam, no, it's great that. Yeah, just going on what Ellen and Jordan says, it is your ID number, Stoja. Thanks, love. Yeah, and we're also going to be looking at, was obviously going to be looking at an event maybe October, November for us guys, but it makes sense now with what's coming this next month or so to wait maybe till January and try and maybe do like a quarterly event, what then leads to sort of like the main event, which obviously is the company one. So that is going to be looking at from January, then April, and then so on and so on. So, and see how they go. There's also going to be gifts putting in your VIP customer boxes, and that's probably going to be every 3rd month as well. So they're giving you value to the customer, because generally the most of them will probably stay the first couple of months, and then the 3rd month they're getting a little gift. So it just gives them that little bit of an edge that, oh, this is pretty cool. And before they know it, they're halfway to getting the free box of wine. So that's a big thing as well. The wine, the shipping is actually already set off now. It's on a boat when it started yesterday, and they're sending enough across to Germany to last for 3 months. So they're going to give enough varietals to last 3 months on, so they don't have to keep on shipping big containers. They're going to split it with the German market, but on the current figures, and they've also given like a certain percentage what they expect us to rise. There's going to be enough for sort of like October, November, December, and then they'll just keep on and say they'll keep their eye on the sales and the figures to see how much more they need to do and send. So the big thing for me of these next two is the value in the PWL pack, which obviously will pay. Let's not talk about the deluxe one, which Paul will go into one of the special offers for this week. The PWL is the one we pay 199 quid for, and we've been receiving 3 bottles of wine. That's getting changed. We've managed to sort of like, while Kevin held them down and sort of like I got him to sign it in place, Kevin, I said, so we're going to get 6 bottles instead of 3 now in our PWL. So that's going to be huge. The value that the customer and the new brand partner is going to get. We might have to drop the fast start bonus by a tenner. We haven't 100% confirmed back, but all this information will be given on Saturday in the live call from corporate. The 6 bottles is definitely happening. It's just that we might have to lose £10 off our fast start bonus, and there might be a slight binary volume drop. But again, that will be discussed on Saturday on the main call, because they've got to put that out organically to the entire company rather than just tell us separately. The The upgrade pack, the PWLE, they're going to go from 9 bottles to 12. So again, if anybody does do the upgrade, they're going to be getting more wine, and they are also looking at giving that like a lot more value by maybe putting some stuff from Vista Print in, some books and pens, some postcards, how to invite and stuff like that. So they are on with that, and Kevin said he'll make that happen. So again, they're going to just massively value the pack. So instead of getting 3, you're going to be getting 6 bottles, and then that takes the confusion away when you first join, that you only choose 3 and then you have to go in and edit it to take it to 6. That will take all that out of it as well. So that's a huge incentive to now tell our customers that we're getting 6, and it's great to start a social more or less straight away, because what we found out when you only got 3 bottles, we was drinking them and they had nothing to do a social with. So we've got like a lot more inventory now to actually start and doing socials and earning your money back straight away. And the big news is the exclusive wine.
I've got 1% left battery. It's gonna cut out.
Yeah. So the exclusive wine. So as we said earlier, the wine is on its way to Germany, and the date Kevin has given us for our customers and new brand partners is the 15th of October. So I mean, that is probably just about 4 weeks away, but it takes 3 weeks to get to Germany from where the ship's from. So they're going to do a quick turnaround for us. That's the date they've set, and that's the date we can really, really put it out there. So we've got to take like full advantage of that now. So anybody who's got an auto ship, for example, we'll use the 6th of October, he isn't going to be taking any credit card payments or any payments whatsoever. The new start date would be the 15th of that month. So they will keep the wine on hold, and then on the 15th, they'll take your credit card payment for your customer or yourself as a partner, and then that's when your date will start as an auto ship. If you want to go ahead and go back in afterwards and change it back to the 1st, from 1st of November, then you can, but 15th will be your new auto ship date, and then it's up to you then if you want to change that. So the exclusive wine's coming, 15th of October. It's what we've been waiting for. It's what we've asked for. With the value of the PWL, in my opinion, we've got everything what we need now to go forward. We've got Anne. We've got all the support that we need as a company. We've obviously got us guys. And if you want to add anything extra onto that, Paul, and just tell them what special offers are on at the moment regarding the customers getting the 2 extra bottles and the deluxe pack, and go from there. So I think I've covered majority of everything what Anne's told us, but there's a few things that we're going to just cement the dates with regarding the calls and things like that. But the big news for me is the exclusive wine and the value in the PWL and the PWLE, mate. So
again, I want to reiterate like how big this is, because when I got approached by this in December, I got told it was an exclusive premium wine club. I got told it was an exclusive premium wine club, where it was a club where you got in and you couldn't source wines from anywhere else. And we got in, and as we went through the journey, I got messages and pictures of broken bottles and boxes and virgin wine postcards and virgin wine bottle tops. And we've had to weather the storm, and people have come and gone. People have cancelled, people have sat out, people have quit, people have gone elsewhere. But we're now at a stage where we are just over a calendar month away, or 4 weeks away, from saying that we are brand partners, we are business owners in an exclusive premium wine club. And as I said at the beginning of the call, the company now have got 12 of their own brands. So this is going to be wines that people cannot buy, cannot source, cannot find on the internet, in shops, in supermarkets, anywhere else in the world. This is massive. This is exactly what we've wanted for a very long time. And again, as I said at the beginning of the call, like, the excuses like have to stop now. They go out the window, because Anne's given us the answers that we wanted. Kevin's given us the answers that we wanted. So they've said the 15th. I believe the 15th is a Thursday. So it may, Kevin said the 15th, but it wouldn't surprise me if it goes to the following Monday. So give or take like 3 or 4 days. But again, like reiterating what Raz said there with regards to people that are on auto ship before that date, no money's going to be coming out. You're not going to receive any wines. But this is the last month that you're going to receive the wines that we've got at the moment from Virgin. So this month will be the wines that you see everyone else getting. And then on the 15th, or around about the 15th, is going to be when everyone gets their own exclusive wines. Then moving forward after that, your auto ship date will be set to the 15th, or again, that date there or thereabouts. If you want to move it back to your original date, you can do. So let's say, for example, your map date is the 1st. Your wine comes out on the 15th of October. You set it back to the 1st, and then you'll get the following month's wine on the 1st of November. So that is a massive thing. Again, you know, the first point that Raz made about out of the two big ones, there was obviously the value in the packs. We've been pushing for this 6-bottle package since Christmas. About Christmas, we've been saying, you know, we need more value. You know, give us more value. We need 6 bottles. So they've listened to us. They've given us what we wanted, and we know now why they haven't been able to do it, because they've had to be spending so much money on stuff that they didn't need to be spending it on. So a PWL now will be coming in on £199. They'll be getting 6 bottles of premium wine. They'll get their website that's going to be all updated again further, all the marketing materials. And again, if they want to upgrade, or if you guys want to upgrade to a PWLE, then you're going to get 12 bottles. So if you upgrade, you'll end up getting 18 bottles of premium wine. And we've said to them that we'd like to see 5 postcards and 5 leaflets and 5 whatever, a pen and a book, and just value, a starter kit. And some of the questions that we did ask them, they've actually did come back to us and say, oh, we're doing that, and Kevin showed us the list. Kevin's got a long list, so they're working towards it. A couple of questions. Anthony, where? Steve Birch interviewed by Anne. I think it's in the group somewhere. Raz, if you can tag Lindsay on there. With regards to rosé and prosecco, not at the moment, just because someone asked that question in the talk that we had with Steve and Kevin, and it's to do with obviously like sourcing the wine. Again, it's to do with bottling, but it's also to do with packaging and delivering. And because like prosecco weighs so much more, it's hard. So at the moment, it's a not right now. Rosé they didn't even mention, but we need to work with the things that we've been given and the answers that we've been given. And I'm so happy that we got those answered. It's been a long time coming. And then the other thing, obviously, between short-term goals now, we've got between now and Monday morning 5 a.m. UK time to take advantage of that special offer to get brand partners in for the discounted price of £124.95. So they can save themselves £75 joining. That is, how's my maths? It's more than like 30%. It's nearly like, it may even be like 40%. I'm like too tired to work out, but it may be around like a 40% discount, 35% discount to get in now for the discounted rate. But just make sure that if you are, and I spoke to Raz about this earlier, if you are going to get someone in on the discounted price, make sure they know how to get started, because the last thing that we want is people coming in on the discounted price, and because they only paid £124.95, they're not that bothered about it, or they're not that interested about it. So it's so important to get them started and get them going. I think that is pretty much everything. Has anyone got any questions with any of that? Because we've come at you with a hell of a lot of information tonight. So has anyone got any questions that they want to ask, either voiceover or in the chat group? No. Nice. So moving forward then.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course you can. Go, mate.
I miss you guys.
Oh, what a pointless thing to say, Stoja. Oh, we miss you too. We love you. Claire, go for it. Oh, you have to unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself? When do you think the 6-pack PWL will be? They've said to us that it'll be in line with when we go exclusive. So around about the 15th of October. Everything's going to be all in alignment with what we're doing. So again, that's another for me. You know, I come out of that room and I was so positive with the meeting that we had. And, you know, Raz said, like, to get an hour and a half, 2 hours with the president and his wife in their suite in the Roosevelt Hotel was just, you know, it was amazing. And we were speaking to Anne, and Anne kind of pulled Kevin up, and Kevin's come into the room, and Anne's asked Kevin this really important question, and he's turned around and said, "Oh, are you guys hungry? I've got some like cheese and crackers." And he's casually walked over and brought the cheese and crackers on, and Anne's asked him the question again, "Oh, have you had any drinks yet?" And he just completely ignored Anne. So that was quite funny. But it's
Paul, it was like when he come in, he pulled his reclining chair over, he just stared us both out, and he goes, "Right, boys, what do you want?" Yeah. It was like, right, okay, we're going to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make that happen. But like I said, I think the big thing was this £7.5 budget on it, where it's been obviously just emerging to Virgin. And now I think that's come to an end, is basically saying that, right, we can do it now. So It was quite a big thing with Claire's answer, that question there, that everything just worked out together. So it gets switched on the same date that the wine becomes exclusive as well. So we can do it all from the 15th. They're going to be changing all the Vistaprint like material regarding what we're getting. Obviously, that's going to have to change slightly. So if we've got any of that material, it's obviously we're still going to use it, but they're going to change it going forward, which they have to. But no, it was just awesome. The entire weekend, mate. We've got everything that we needed, and it's time for us to go to work. And the ones that actually want this now, we have no excuses. The values in the wine, the values in the park, the values corporate, us as a group, we've just got everything we need now going forward.
One thing I want to quickly mention is, I don't know if many of you have been on the Vistaprint site over the last few days, but they've added on there fleeces, T-shirts, polo shirts, pens, memory sticks, as well as like business cards and banners and brochures and everything else. And there's glasses on there. So the plastic cups that you've seen at like events, they've got the glasses on there. If you want to buy 1,000 glasses, don't ask me why you buy 1,000, but if you want to buy 1,000 glasses of these like nice like wine glasses with the DC logo on there, it's only going to set you back 11 grand. So go on there and check it out and have a look. But there's some great stuff on there. As I said, there's, you know, polos and hoodies and fleeces and whatever else, all on the Vistaprint site. So yeah, you know, excuses come to an end now. And if people come back at you and, you know, it's too expensive, well, who do you know that likes drinking wine get free customers? And well, it's virgin wine. Well, no, it's not. And well, there's no value in the pack. Well, yes, there is. You know, any excuses that people give you, just go next, because we've got the opportunity to take this country to the next level. You know, there are other people in the UK building. Trade Bearer's got like a lady in the UK that was at Denby's that's just gone master seller apparently. So she's building. There are other people scattered around the UK that will soon start, you know, appearing here, there and everywhere. So if you guys want to be on the Rising Star program, and if you guys want to be pace setters, and if you guys want to be, you know, top customer enrollers and top business partner enrollers and, you know, top income earners, and, you know, make a name for yourself in the country, you've got it, because we're pretty much all on a level playing field right now. We've got everything that we need to go out and take this business to a brand new level. Just a quick one from Claire. Do you think that they would consider shipping the PWL from the 15th for people? I'm just thinking, I've got a few in the pipeline, but they would probably turn a yes for 6 bottles. Be good if I sign them up then, and then they know in advance the pack comes later. Just a thought. Let me get hold of Trillock and Kevin and see what they say about that. They may need like names sent through to them so they know who the names are. Stoja, what do I need to do to qualify for pace setup? I will speak to Anne about that as well. You know, it's go time. You know, that's all I can say. It's go time. And I had a meeting with Nina on the Friday night, and I've said to Nina, look, kick my arse. I've given her complete permission to be on my case. 24 hours a day if needs be, because I want to step up myself. You know, I got recognised on stage as a top UK income earner, but I probably earned more, I probably earned the same in a year than what Nina does in a month. So that kind of puts something into comparison. You know, it was a bit fraudulent, to be honest, like from where I'm coming from. But if they've got to do the Australian, they've got to do the UK. So I want to step up, and you know, my goal now, and I'll be honest and open with you guys on the call, like, I want to be making like 30 grand a month for this. And I know it's not going to be easy, and I know it's not going to be overnight, and it's going to take like a hell of a lot of hard work and effort and commitment and dedication and years to make it happen. But in order to make it happen, then I know that I need to be helping people, you know, making 20 grand a month and 15 grand a month and 10 grand a month and 5 grand a month, and, you know, all the way down and master seller after master seller, and now like seller director and whatever else. But I believe in this company so much. You know, even tonight, I got a message from a lady that was in direct sellers, that's now gone to, you know, again, you know, we're on a team training call, that's gone to Melaleuca. She went with Jefferson. She messaged me tonight, you know, you'll be so good with us. You'll be such a good asset to our company. How are things going? And I said to her, look, I've just come back from New Orleans for our company event. I got recognised as the UK like #1 income earner. Really appreciate what you guys are doing. You're doing fantastic stuff over there, but I'm happy where I am and I'm not going anywhere. And, you know, she turned around and she said, look, I totally appreciate that. Good luck. And that's the kind of posture that we need to like have with people. If you're enjoying what you're doing, and if you, Denny, if you're enjoying what you're doing and you like being part of this club, then just push people to one side and posture up. You know, if friends come at you and tell you that you're wasting your time and it's a pyramid scheme and it's a scam, tell them to fuck off. Because at the end of the, like, we know that this is not a pyramid scheme. We know it's not a scam. We know it's not a scheme. And the people that say that to me, you know, enjoy working until you're 70 years of age and fucking good riddance to you. That is like my mentality now. And if people suffer with health problems and whatever else, then, you know, I'm not going to turn around and say, I told you so. That is my thinking now. And as I said, like, I've come out of New Orleans myself, and, you know, it's time for me to stick a rocket up my own arse and to work with Nina and to really like grab hold of her and just run with her. So we've set up this accountability group. We've set up this goal setting group that we're going to start running on Thursday evening. As I said, for those of you that want to be part of it, let me know. I've added the ones that commented on the group. For those that were in the original group, you're still in there. So whether you want to stay or whether you want to kind of drop out is entirely up to you. But we're going to be meeting every Thursday night after the opportunity call. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on behind the scenes right now. But, you know, just know this, like, I'm not going anywhere. And, I say that on every call, and I've said that since day one. Raz is not going anywhere. We've got a great opportunity here. We've got a life-changing opportunity here. We've got the chance to take this company to a new level. And that's something that you guys should be proud of, for sticking and staying around. But now it's time to roll up your own sleeves and get out there and make it happen for yourself. Because yes, it's great that you're, you know, supporting the company, but now it's time to go and support yourselves. So it's time to get out there and have conversations, to get in like the mud, to take the rejections, to take the no's, to take the hits, to take the sarcasm and the comments that come like at you from all sorts, and just get on with it. And you know, we can't blame anyone but ourselves if this doesn't work. You know, that is the simple message. So, you know, it's been a good solid hour tonight, and I'm glad that we've done what we needed to do. I'm glad that we recorded it, because I'll get it up in the group. So I'll get that up straight afterwards. Monday night we'll go back to opportunity calls where we can talk about what we've spoken about tonight. So now you guys have got extra information to go and speak to your prospects. I'd go back to every single person that you've spoken to previously and let them know about that special offer on until the Monday morning. I'd go back to every single person that you've spoken to that said no because it wasn't exclusive wine, and let them know when it's coming. I'd go back to every single person that was questioning the value in the packs and let them know what's coming. And I'd also go back to every single person that didn't answer you, or that didn't get back to you, or that told you no, and tell them what's coming. Because at the end of the day, like, we know where this is going. And if we need to go out and we need to find new blood and we need to work with new people and we need to build again, then we'll do it. But, you know, we want the people that have been involved through the rough times and the hard times and from the beginning and all the way through the journey with us to kind of like take this to a new level. So I'm excited about where this is going. I really am. And I can't wait to get these wines in and to get the value in and to make this club what it got promised to me back in December of 2016. So appreciate you guys jumping on. Appreciate you all like staying on as well, because as I said, it's been a good solid hour tonight. I know it's late on a Thursday night, but I'll get this up and in the group as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks to Stoja, Zoe, Denny and Helen, and of course Raz for sharing like the incredible information. Hope you guys are excited as what we are. Any help that you need, use us. Like, literally bug the crap out of us, because we're here to help you guys grow. So enjoy the rest of your evening, what's left of it. For those of you that are in Australia, enjoy your Friday. Have a great weekend. Don't miss Kevin's call on Saturday, 5 p.m. UK time. I'll get the link up in the group. And then, of course, it's our opportunity call on a Monday night. So cheers, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.